Welcome to Basic iPad Training. Today, everything we learn can be applied to the iPad 1 or 3. This is a picture of an iPad 2. There are several things you will notice that tells us that it's an iPad 2 or iPad 3. First of all, you'll see FaceTime. This is an application that allows you to do similar to Skype face-to-face conferencing. You also see there's a camera app. And then there's Photo Booth, which is a fun camera app. And then you'll see iMovie. This is an app that allows you to capture your video with your camera and then do editing and fun stuff with it. The final thing that really tells us it's an iPad 2 or 3 is that you'll see the dot here, and that is the front camera. There also is a back camera. Several other things you want to take note of on the home screen is, first of all, this up here shows the amount of battery life you have left. There's the time, and then you have your Wi-Fi signal. If there's a lot of bars, you have pretty good signal. Now, if you are subscribing to a 4G service from Verizon, AT&T, it'll say AT&T or Verizon up here. Now, this button right here, that's your home button. You'll use that for a lot of different things, but mostly when you click it, it will bring you back to this home screen. Up here is the on and off button. On the side is the volume control and the button for turning on and off the speakers. This is your settings page. This is where we will be looking at how to access the Wi-Fi, email, and much more. First of all, we're going to look at the Wi-Fi. And you'll see the Wi-Fi is up here. Here you will see where any Wi-Fi is available. Something to take note of is right here. If it has lots of bars, that means the signal is very strong. If it has a padlock and it's closed, that means the Wi-Fi is secured and you'll need a password. Now, this is the auto lock feature. The auto lock feature allows you for your screen to be locked if you turn it off, or if it goes into sleep mode, it'll lock and it'll need a passcode. These iPads are not originally set up with a passcode. It's a good idea to have in case your iPad is misplaced or lost. It'll be harder for the person to get into and break it. Now, this is airplane mode. And you'll see that it is part of the system. Airplane mode is only necessary if you have an iPad that is subscribing to a 4G service like your phone. Otherwise, it's not necessary on the plane for the standard iPad. Another feature is the lock rotation. And that's under the general settings again. And the lock rotation simply is you can lock it so it doesn't rotate. Now, sometimes you'll have an app that is with is an iPod or iPhone app, and it will be vertical only. So if you do a lock rotation, it won't switch to the correct mode. So it'll go to portrait or landscape automatically if you don't change this. This is your Spotlight search. Spotlight search is what you want your search when you search for an app or search for information, what it can search in. Now you can change the settings and say I only want to search there, here, and here, and it will only search in those areas. It'll make for a faster search. Now this is where you can manage your brightness of your iPad, and you'll see it right up here. It's under brightness and wallpaper. The reason you'd like to know where this is, let's say you're sitting in church or a concert and you want to use your iPad, you need to turn it down because usually the lights are a little dimmer and a bright iPad is very noticeable. This feature also saves the power on your iPad. The other thing you do is a wallpaper similar to your laptop. You have a wallpaper for your lock screen and a wallpaper for your home screen. You can choose your own pictures or you can choose the preset wallpaper that comes with the iPad. The next one is location services. This is where you allow the system to use the GPS and show your location on the map when you're doing these things, so it helps them with services and things that are local. Notifications, these are apps that you've permitted. Again, that's up here. Permitted to send notifications of updates or messages. So, for instance, I have one that on Facebook, and I have one on Words with Friends, that if there's been a change, I get notified of any changes. The next one is the iTunes Store and your Apple ID. You need an Apple ID, and you'll have a credit card associated with that for getting apps. You have to have an Apple ID in order to get even the free apps. The Apple ID is free, it's secure, but you do have to have it to download any apps, whether free or ones you buy. Navigation, we'll be practicing tapping, swiping, tap and hold, home, search, application switching, and screen capture. These are all methods of navigating that we will practice. This is what an email looks like. We'll talk about email setup in a little bit, but I wanted to show this because you can split the screen. You can split the screen like this if you're a thumb typer. Now you have to go into your general settings in the settings and allow the keyboard to be split. For those people, they work with their thumbs. The kids like this a lot. There's a lot of ebooks out there. This site has free ebooks, and they go into the iPad, and they're for iBooks. And you'll see that these are all free ebooks and it's called for iBooks that I downloaded. And these are all public domain books, and they're more than 75 years old. So there's a lot of titles here that a teacher could use in the classroom. These are Kindle books. These are all free. This one, novel, came with the Kindle app when I downloaded. The Kindle app is free. And you'll see that these titles as well are common titles. For instance, Kidnapped and Treasure Island are classics, and they can be used as well. And they're free. Now, creating folders. One of the features that you can do with the iPad, 1, 2, or 3, is to create folders. And you can move items in and out of these folders, and you create things folders where you frequently access these certain apps. Here are the directions, and we'll be practicing that in our session. Another feature is setting up your email. So you have to be in general, and you'll see that you go to Mail and Contacts and Calendars. And you'll see that I have several emails set up. My iCloud is the 5 gigs you get free. And then I have my Gmail account, and I have my Exchange account, which is my MNU mail. Now, it's easily add an account. Gmail automatically sets up when you go in, and it automatically sets up your Gmail account. It knows all the settings. You'll see that I'm syncing on my iPad, my mail, calendar, and any notes I do in Google. These are the settings for the MNU account, and they're fairly easy to follow, but you do choose Exchange, and then you can set up if you want to do the calendar there or the email. It's all settings in the advanced settings. This is the calendar. The calendar feature is very nice. It syncs nicely. I have it syncing with my Google Calendar, and you'll see that I have many calendars, multiple calendars in my Gmail account, and all these calendars sync to my iPad, my Android phone, and my computer. This is the Notes application that comes with the iPad. It's a nice little note-taking. You can take notes and type on them. There are several other note-taking apps such as Evernote, Smart Note Free, and UIH. and many more. If you went in the App Store and just took note-taking, you would find several different types of note-taking apps. News feeds are a nice feature of the iPad. What you can do with news feeds, you can subscribe to different news feeds and get various information that you're looking for. So if you're following, for instance, I'm following technology. This is off of Flipboard. Flipboard is a newsfeed app that puts everything into a newspaper type setting, and you can do Facebook and choose all the different topics you would like to have. Other newsfeed apps are Pulse, News, and USA Today, and there are many, many more newsfeed apps out there. Flip is my favorite, but I do look at the U.S. news every day. And then there's social networks. So social network games. These are two that I play on a regular basis, involved with several people. Words with Friends, and then Family Feud and Friends. The reason they're considered social networks is that you can chat, communicate with each other, send each other messages, and that's why it's classified as social network games. Finally,